Here we go. I'm a little bit inebriated, so I may not be perfectly coherent for the rest of the night. I'm only gonna play for an hour or two. So I got work in the morning. Here we go.
get started. Made by...
I'll do what I can. No.
Hope this turns out okay. Something seems...
Okay, let's give this a try. There we go. Okay, let's give this a try.
Alright, let's get started. This looks delicious. Alright, let's get started. Made by...
I'll do what I can.
Alright, let's get started. This is... what it? Alright, let's get started. This is... what?
Ah, that was delicious. Those were some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though. Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience... I don't know. Things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling at Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or, rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the Academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
You want me to wake you up at 6 tomorrow, right? Yes, please. We only have until tomorrow evening, so we need to get an early start. We really appreciate it. Not a problem at all. Have a good night. Good night.
But we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation, and I'm not about to remind her.
Rean?
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not? Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arseid School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest, I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the 8 Leaves School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations. Laura?
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment. I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Rean's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Drinks are on me someday.
Here are your tasks for the day. The market manager left them with me. Thank you. Let's see, there's another Wool-Arch monster. This one's on the West Celtic Highway. And then there's a wallet on the floor of the stall. Huh, even fewer than yesterday. Maybe he has less work to do because he knew we were going back to Trista. Sounds about right. He is a very considerate man. The last train headed your way leaves you here around 9 tonight. Get those done quickly enough so you can have dinner here before you leave. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your kindness. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Looks like today's tasks are all optional. Laura, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you yesterday evening. Rain, as I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It is not something for which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past the beginner level was disrespectful. To Master Kafai, the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. For those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate for me to say what I said. So I'm sorry. If that's the case, there's one other person you should be apologizing to as well. I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstance, but regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you a question, Rain. Do you like the path of the sword? It's not really a matter of liking or disliking it, I don't think. It's a part of my life, an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Laura. So you two are friends again then, huh? Oh, were we not? There was never any rift between us that I knew about. Indeed, this was all handled rather neatly, I felt. You both are so simple-minded. I feel like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. Whoa, you did what now? Huh. Would seem we've caused you undue concern. Jeez, can we all just forget about this and move on? Looks like the ground's dried after the rainfall, so to speak. Glad to see you all looking a bit less gloomy. Margot, we got trouble! Big trouble! Slow down, Louise. First thing in the morning, you're poised to wake the dead. You're making such a commotion. Where have you been, anyway? You're late. I'm sorry, I just got caught up on the way here. But never mind that, we have big trouble. Something terrible happened at the market. Something terrible? What terrible thing has happened exactly? Well, it sounds like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stalls at the market were destroyed and all their merchandise was stolen. That is most terrible. A robbery? Oh my. I suppose it means the market might be opening late today. Which means you could end up with more customers as people wait here for resolution. Louise, let's get this place ready. You got it. As for you four, this is our problem, not yours. You focus on your field study and leave the incident to us locals. You have your own tasks to worry about. Of course. We'll be back later. Thanks again. What should we do? I have to admit I'm curious. It's not far, so you might as well just go take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and see what's happening at the market then. I'm sorry, Graham Market isn't quite open for business. Oh, it's the students from yesterday. Good morning. Opening late today after all, I see. Afraid so. Guess you're already knowing about the robbery yesterday, huh? 2 merchants whose stalls were destroyed are still arguing about it. You bastard! You're not going to get away with this! Oh no, not them. The manager came to try and break them up, but he doesn't seem to be having much luck. Hope no one ends up getting hurt. What should we do, Rain? Maybe we could try talking to them? Considering everything that happened yesterday, you might just be the cavalry we need right now. Would you mind? Not at all. Let's go. How dare you destroy my stall, you damned coward! I knew you country folk weren't to be trusted. Who else could it have been? Just come clean and admit it already. Who are you calling a coward, you Heimdall snob? You're the one who wanted my spot all for yourself. Calm down, gentlemen, please. Playing all innocent, trying to paint me as the bad guy here. You make me sick. What do you say we settle this right here and now? Huh, bring it on. Hold it. Class 7? You kids again? Keep your noses out of this. I'm gonna make them pay for smashing my stall. Smashing? Wow, they really are completely ruined. This is awful. However, harming one another is not going to bring them back. In the end, they will still be smashed, and you will be worse off. But the anger isn't going to go away unless I do something. He took all my goods too, so I haven't even got anything left to sell. What are you talking about? You're the one who stole my goods. And you're going to get them all right back right now and fix the damage you did to my stall, or else I can't be held responsible for my actions. This isn't good. I don't think they're even listening to a word we're saying. What do we do? Stop this at once. The provincial army? What? What is the meaning of this? It's the middle of the morning. Stop this nonsense immediately. But I believe you are the one in charge here. I demand an explanation as to what has transpired. Well, you see... I see. Solution is simple then. Men, take them away. Yes, sir. What? What do you mean, take us away? 2 stalls were destroyed, 2 sets of goods are stolen. Truth is clear as day. 2 merchants in the midst of a heated argument committed the same crime at the same time. But that's not fair, Do you not think it's premature to draw such a conclusion without any investigation? The provincial army doesn't have time to waste solving the petty squabbles of merchants. But I'm not an unreasonable man. Cease your dispute and you'll be left alone. Continue and you come with us. The choice is yours. Try to force both merchants to forget this ever happened. Let's sweep this whole ordeal under the rug. Yeah, something about this seems really wrong. Very good then. I'm sure you can agree that wasting time on shenanigans like this is detrimental to all parties involved. I hope you'll think twice before causing such a ruckus ever again. Now, if you'll please excuse us, I'm a busy man and I have more pressing matters to attend to. There they go. Well, I guess they did stop those 2 from fighting, but they did nothing to solve the underlying problem. This isn't right. I see now the provincial army here conducts itself. I'm sure you're both still pretty angry about this, but right now the 2 of you need to focus on keeping a cool head. If you have the time to fight, try to use that time for something more productive instead. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah. Shouldn't let my anger take control of me like that. We can't open the great market for business until we've cleaned up these busted stalls. And we're already running late, so I hate to ask, but would you all mind lending me a hand? Thanks to you four, we were able to open the Grand Market for Business Day a bit quicker than I expected. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am. Well, there's no need for that. We barely did anything. I'm just glad no one got hurt. All the more reason to thank you. Merchant Stall is his livelihood. Any action taken against it can throw him into a blind rage, and it's hard to bring someone back from that. We've seen the problems facing the merchants in this town are quite grave indeed. The provincial army may have intervened, but it's difficult to believe they'd make no attempts to find an amicable solution. Quite right. It's clearer now than ever that they have no intention of trying to resolve any issues involving the market. And I can't see that changing unless we decide to just accept the sales tax increase and keep quiet about it. Still, you'd think they'd be at least a little bit more subtle about the whole thing. There's no way the two merchants are going to accept this and move on. There's no way those two merchants are just going to accept this and move on. No, I don't suppose they will. And if word gets out about this, it's not inconceivable for certain groups of people to begin boycotting the marketplace. Something definitely has to be done. I'm just not sure what. Something wrong, Rain? You're awfully quiet. Are you feeling unwell? Sir, I have a favor to ask. Would you consider allowing us to investigate this morning's incident? What? Are you suggesting we attempt to find the perpetrator who destroyed the merchant stalls ourselves? It's a kind offer, but as I said yesterday, this is our affair, not yours. You're students, you have your own studies to worry about, and it wouldn't feel right interfering with them. We're students training for the military, though. We can't just stand by and allow something so unjust to go unchallenged. It's the provincial army's responsibility to address this, sure, but they're shirking their duties here, and that reflects poorly on us all. That's true enough, I guess. Do you really think we're up for something like this? I have to wonder about that too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just amateurs. We should at least check with Instructor Sarah first and see what she thinks. She's already told us. Put your heads together and think, and I'm sure you'll see what you need to do. Her words. It seems exactly the sort of thing she meant. At least it does for me. Oh. I see your point. Perhaps matters such as this may fall under the scope of our field study after all. Yeah, you do make a good case. I'm still not sure we're up to it, but I guess it can't hurt to try. Neither seek nor shun the fight. Very well, we shall do what we can. Are you really sure about this? I'm certainly not going to say no. I'm very concerned about the market and the safety of our merchants. So if you're 100% sure, I have to admit, I truly would appreciate anything you can do for us. Thank you, sir. We'll do everything in our power to find answers for you. Just be careful. Don't go seeking out trouble. I don't want you kids being in danger. We're dealing with a criminal who acts under cover of night. He may be capable of a lot more than just thievery and vandalism. Remember, I'm responsible for your safety. If anything were to happen to you, I couldn't even look Van Dyke in the eye anymore. We'll be careful, we promise. I know I will, at least. I probably need to be more careful than anyone else here. Now that that's settled, we should act quickly. Yeah, let's get this investigation started. So, first things first. We need to decide where to start investigating. The logical starting point would be the Grand Market itself, the scene of the crime. Can't argue with that. We should probably get statements from those two merchants before anything else. Indeed, I anticipate they've calmed themselves by now, so perhaps we can get something a bit more substantial from them. We still have to ascertain their innocence or guilt in the matter, after all. We'll need to get a close eye on them this time, though. If we missed the last train toward Heimdall, we'll have no way of getting back to the Academy today. Plus, we've been given other tasks too, and I'd really like to get them done. In short, we need to keep moving. Our deadline is 9 p.m. Let's use every minute we have to accomplish everything we possibly can. Understood. You bet. Right. Excuse me, would you happen to be Lizzie? That's correct. Does that make you the students from Thor's who the market manager said would be coming then? Yep, that's us. We came to see you about the request you sent in. Could you explain the situation to us in full? Of course, I happened to come across someone's wallet by my store yesterday. I kept it with me in the hopes they would come pick it up, but no one's come to claim it. As such, I'd like to ask you all for your help in delivering it back to its owner. Would you be able to do that for me? We'd be happy to help. Thank you. Here's the wallet I found. We'll be sure to take good care of it. I assume you've already inspected the contents. I did indeed. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything inside that could help identify the owner. What exactly was inside it anyway? Well, naturally there was Mira in it. Like a lot of Mira, this isn't just chump change we're talking about. The only other thing was a train ticket to Heimdall that's scheduled for tonight. Sounds like the owner is a well-off traveler then. Not much we can do with that as our only lead though. I think the train ticket is potentially our best lead. Yeah, what should we do with it? Should we go ahead and ask at the station? Yeah, consider it for a train that leaves tonight. I imagine the owner is frantically searching for it. Means they might have already been to the station themselves to ask about it. Let's head over to the station then. Sorry for the trouble, but I'm counting on you for this. Yeah, there was an inquiry. The wallet seems to match the description received too. Can I ask when the inquiry was made? I believe it was this morning. A young lady came in a panic, claiming she was a complete loss without her wallet and its contents. From what I could see, she seems to have been traveling alone too. Get why she would be in a panic then. Did she say anything else that could lead us to her? She mentioned something about returning to the inn to do a thorough check, if I recall correctly. It's the Weathercock, right down the street. You can't miss it. How convenient. We happen to be staying there ourselves. Okay, let's go ask Margot. Hey there, something the matter? Do you have a moment? There's something we'd like to ask you. Oh, you're looking for Annabelle. Bad timing though, she just left. That is unfortunate. But we have a name now at least, that makes life a lot easier. True, all that's left now is to actually meet with her. She wants you to be searching the rest area in the Grand Market next. You want to head there. Make sure you return it to her, alright? We will. Let's go. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know if a young lady came in here searching for her wallet, would you? She was indeed here a few moments ago, but she's gone now. Do you know where she went then? Unfortunately not. She did mention something about having no choice but to rely on Adios now, though. Did that help you out at all? There's only one place that could be. Should I make her place to the church? Seems like our best bet for now. And to think, I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Celtic Grand Market. What did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me. You! I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see me acting like that. Hope you can forgive me for my inappropriate behavior. He seems really down. It's quite understandable. He's a merchant in a busy market, unable to do business. So, what brings you here? Did you need something from me? Well, actually... You're investigating? That's right, and we'd really appreciate it if you could answer a few questions for us. We may be able to help us find the true culprit. Suppose it can't hurt. It's better than doing nothing, at least. You don't have to sound so pessimistic. Well, can you blame me? You're students at a military academy. You're not exactly ace detectives. This is true, but we're still determined to find out who did this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful. Okay, fine. I never said it wouldn't help, did I? Not sure what I'm supposed to say, though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning. You didn't? As soon as I made sure the stall was ready to open next morning, I left, everything set up, and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch for that. Guess I shouldn't have left the stall unattended, though. By the time I got in, it was too late. The deed had been done. So by morning, the stall had already been destroyed and your goods stolen. Come to think of it, what goods were stolen? Oh, I have a sample with me, actually. An accessory? Is this a brand that's popular in the capital? Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them out on the market. But it's the only one I have left now. You're thinking just how much money I lost in a single night. That damned coward sabotaging my business. Too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence that proves his culpability? No, but he's clearly the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing the stall with me. He decided to just destroy my stall altogether. I just know it. I'm gonna get him to give me my goods back, no matter what it takes. Please try to stay calm. You do know if you cause any more trouble, the Provincial Army really will arrest you, right? Yeah, I know, but it's a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing happened. It's wrong, on general principle. I'm begging you, please get my goods back, whatever it takes. Well, I can't promise success, but I swear to you, we'll do everything we can. That much I can promise. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a moment of your time? You're those kids from the military academy, right? What do you want from me? I've got nothing to sell you, obviously. Even if I did have something to sell, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. And to top it all off, the Provincial Army and that other damn merchant are acting like I'm the one who did it. He's not taking this very well, is he? Hard to blame him, but we need to see if he knows anything that might help us. Well, you see, you're investigating this mess, huh? Okay. So would you consider cooperating with us? Sure, why not? Not getting my hopes up, but I'm sure you can understand I've got nothing to lose. Not exactly a vote of confidence. Hey, he's willing to cooperate. I said we cut him some slack and hear him out. It's about last night, the time the incident actually happened. Last night, huh? I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with the merchant yesterday. I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at a friend's place, another merchant. Just got pissed drunk and ranted at him all night. And you're certain of this? Positive. Ask my friend if you don't believe me. He'll back me up. I wandered over here with an awful hangover this morning. What I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole stall in shambles. It's as if that wasn't bad enough. All the processed foods I was going to sell were just gone, without a trace. So the goods were stolen after were all processed goods? That's right. Nuts, cheese, bacon. All foods have a long shelf life, made with local ingredients. seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It's like I hadn't been drinking at all. And that's when I went over to that fool's stall to make him pay for it. Why do you go straight to him? Because he was the one who did it, of course. He smashed my stall so he could have that spot all to himself. But that doesn't make any sense. If Heinz did it, then why was his stall destroyed too? He must have done that to himself. Probably figured if he destroyed his own stall, no one would believe he was responsible. I don't know, that sounds pretty unlikely. It's a bit excessive. Well, I understand your frustration. Baseless accusations do no one favors and only cloud the true issue. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this. I'm gonna have to shut up shop for good. If I could at least get my goods back, maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat. But what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, so the provincial army sure ain't about to help. I'm finished, plain and simple. All the hard work I put into getting this far, and this is how my dream ends. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we'll be able to do for you. But we'll do everything in our power to help you find some form of closure. So cheer up, okay? I appreciate that, but again, I'm not about to get my hopes up. Good luck, though. We know who the culprit wasn't, but how are we supposed to start narrowing down who it was? The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues. We should focus our attention elsewhere. Actually, there is one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense. Maybe if we were at the reasoning behind their strange behavior, we can come one step closer to finding our culprit. Who do you mean? The provincial army. They haven't done a single thing to try and solve this crime, despite it happening right under their noses. And that begs the question of, why not? Market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role due to the tax issue. Which means the provincial army should refuse to intervene in quarrels within the market as well. If that's the case, why did they intervene this morning? Now you mention it, that really doesn't make sense. Their methods were atrocious. But the fact is, they did bring that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything, then the next they're taking a stand. That's definitely suspicious. My point exactly. There's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we go to the Army's guardhouse and take a look around? I feel to learn something from them that could aid us in our investigation. That may be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here either. Let's head on over and see what we can find out. Aren't you those students from that military academy, wasn't it? What are you guys doing here? We're terribly sorry to trouble you, but we were hoping you might be able to help us with something. Could we ask you a few questions about what occurred at the Grand Market this morning? What? How does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of Thor's Military Academy. We very much appreciate the chance to see how experienced soldiers such as yourselves handle difficult everyday situations. Seems a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal case study. It could prove most invaluable to our education if you'd permit it. Alright, stay here. I'll see what I can do. Looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after all. Nicely done, Laura. Times like these, we need to make good use of our positions. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn, after all. Now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not what they say that matters, but how they say it. And even more importantly, what they don't say. Right. Alright, I hope you appreciate us taking time out of our busy schedules for this. What do you want? Make it quick. I'm a busy man, you know. I'm even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would we be correct in assuming that the Provincial Army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in the region not be taking this matter more seriously? Laura, I'm not sure. You got a big mouth for someone your age. Seems to give a lot to learn about how the military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the number one priority of the Provincial Army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you, the number one priority should be to enforce the will of the region's ruling lord, Duke Albarea. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of the nobility is absolute. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect. Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers. We follow our orders. That's how the military works. We don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. This is nuts. Does he have even a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. So, is that it then? I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait, would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Fine, ask it. Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant. All he had left was the one sample. What are you talking about? The merchant for the capital, Heinz, the one who's planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are y'all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intending to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir, we have our own ways of finding these things out. You'd do well not to underestimate us. Now, we've wasted enough time answering your questions. We're leaving. Do you think the fact they know what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the manor after all? But the burglary happened last night. It was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging. Not without running into us. Agreed. I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. That'd be easy information for them to learn, since Duke Alberea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true. And the army would have no trouble gaining access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they need to know so they could prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression that the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It's probably done to get them to start fighting so that we could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically, it created a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So two merchants were being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the provincial army has shown no interest in actively working toward a solution, unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up to force both parties into an uncomfortable truce. Essentially, the merchants would get worn down enough they'd feel they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. It's turning out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we've uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You'd make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is the provincial army is somehow involved with the actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once for all, though, seems to be, well, find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the provincial army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree. Really, whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still in Keldic. There just aren't many viable places to hide such a large volume of goods without being found. That's a good point. Maybe they escaped by train? No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would cause suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe we should ask around the main roads and see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have been spotted leaving or even entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. Oh, Adios, please have mercy on my poor soul. I simply cannot believe this. How am I supposed to live on having lost all my mirror in a place like this? Looks like we found her. Treasure Caravan Act made it kind of obvious. Unfortunately, we'll have to interrupt her. Excuse me. who are you all you? Well, you can turn right around if you have any plan to rob me. I no longer have any. Please calm down. I want to ask you something. Are we correct in assuming that you are Annabelle? I am. Thought so. You wouldn't have to recognize this wallet, would you? That's my wallet. How did you find it? Well, you see... Thank you so much. I was surprised to hear that a merchant from the Grand Market kept it safe for me, however. Kindness does remain within people's hearts after all, it would seem. It looks that way, yeah. Regardless, I'm very grateful you found it for me. Is there any particular amount that you'd like in return? You can take half of what's currently in here if you'd like. I don't think we can accept that. Your thanks alone are enough. I see. Well, how about this then? I purchased it as a souvenir at the Grand Market before the Great Wallet search began. I have no reason to accept it. In fact, I insist. Aw, thank you. We gratefully accept then. You're very welcome. Thank you again for finding my wallet. I managed to find the owner after all then. Thank goodness. I honestly can't thank you enough. I'm glad we could be of help. Please excuse us then. Lulu, are you okay? Look what that nasty man did to her. Something the matter? I was chasing after Lulu near the west exit of town, and then there was this weird man sleeping on the side of the road. A weird man? The drunkard we saw earlier, perhaps. Probably. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made poor little Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll make sure to keep an eye on for Lulu make sure she keeps her distance from him. So she's not from this town then? I'm not sure. I only started seeing them a few days ago. I've never seen him lie before dusk like that. Really, Matt, that sounds like a lead if I've ever heard of one. If he's drinking in the middle of the day and he isn't Instructor Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's go have a look near the west exit, see if we can track him down.
It's my turn.
My turn, right! Go!
Yeah, I can't concentrate anymore. I gotta turn off for tonight.